Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing a fragrance rotation video for the week ending the 12th of June, 2022. Time flies. Anyhow, this week I have made a conscious effort to try and wear more summery sort of things, even though the weather has conspired against me on some days. I have, in the main, achieved my objective. Certainly in the middle of the week it was warmer, and then it's cooled down as well at the end. So I wore something a little bit, some more warmer sort of summer scent. Looking at what I've got here, it's been quite a good week. Citrusy, fresh, but then a couple of dark things as well. So let's get into it, shall we? But first, excuse me whilst I hydrate. Nice. So, on Monday, I wore a rare and vintage beast, and this is Coros Frasier. This is strange. I bought this and smelled it, and the first time I smelled it, I was like, oh, that's marvellous, great, love it. Coros with pineapple. And then I wore it once. The first time I actually properly wore it, I was like, ugh. I was like, I'm not sure I like this. Coros and pineapple. What the fuck? Shite. But I've decided to push through. This is what you should do with your fragrances. This is what I do with my fragrances. You can do what you like with yours. I try to push through and like find good stuff in the stuff that I wasn't like initially keen on, you know. First impressions are just that. And so I've worn this a couple of times now, and I'm coming back round to it. Like, I'm enjoying it. I like it. I like what it does. I like the idea, and I like the execution. It is. Let's have a smell, shall we? I'll stink in here in a minute. Oh, it's so fresh, but the Coros is straight there as well. You can smell Coros, and it is Coros for summer. It's. Oh my God, I'm about to cause an avalanche. Don't. Just don't. Pierre Cardin's Blue Marine is acting funny buggers. I've also got this, Coros Eau de Sport. Now, this is Coros just a bit lighter. This is Coros with a couple of extra notes like vetiver. The vetiver's bigger in this, and the pineapple's obviously massive, but you've got that castoreum costus sort of base. I think it's costus or cistus. This is just like a Charles of the Ritz Coros, but a bit thinner, you know? So you can expect to see us wearing that as well, hopefully, when Wimbledon starts. That's what I've been saving Coros Sport for, Wimbledon. Because it to me, it smells like Boris Becker winning Wimbledon in 85, 86 and stuff, with like short shorts and like green grass and outside and British sun, some summertime, which lasts for all of about a week and a half. We had a little mini, not a heat wave, but like warm weather in March for like 3 or 4 days. And I was like, this is it. This is the summer. Everyone enjoy it while it lasts. And so far it's been proved out. It's grim out there. It's grey. It's overcast and it's drizzling a bit. So very Britain. Anyway, next on Tuesday, I decided to wear a recent purchase. And I think this is the first time I've worn this. And I really, really enjoyed it. It has no right being a summer fragrance, but you should always try, like, if you get a feeling that something might work in the summer, even if it's darker, you should try it. And this worked really well on Tuesday, and it is Zoologist Bee. It's got that ginger syrup note, and it does smell like ginger syrup, very thick, resinous, goopy, sticky. It gives that sort of I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it's pouring now. Anyway, it gives that sort of denseness, that sort of rich summer life kind of feeling. It's not fresh, but it's not so dark that you couldn't wear it. And so I would recommend it as far as sampling is concerned. as I would with most of the zoologists. Sample them. Don't just blind buy zoologists, because you might be a bit thrown by what you get. No honey in this, strangely enough, but it's definitely got that syrupy sort of vibe. Excellent, really enjoyed it. It was a cooler day on Tuesday, though. I'm not sure how it would work in the high heat, maybe one spray. So on Wednesday, I went for something completely different, something that was absolutely made for the summer and is an absolute classic. This is Eau Sauvage by Christian Dior. It's essentially like a burger musk, you know. It's like citruses and musk. There's not a lot else going on for me. This is like the latest version, I think. I've got a vintage, but I would prefer to use this. This is a 2015 bottle, 5701. That's 2015. It's good. Like, I enjoyed it. It's something you can just throw on. You can reapply it 3 or 4 times a day, you know. It's good quality. I imagine the original was stunning. I've got one from the 80s, and that's really good. It's actually held up really well for something that's so citrus heavy. It's actually held up really well. I might wear it later in the summer, but I prefer to go through this first before I start opening into the vintages. Really like this for something you can just apply with like reckless abandon, you know. I don't think you could wear too much of this. So that was Dior Eau Sauvage. Next, another Dior. There are 3 Diors here. This is something similar, and this is Cologne Royale, Francois Demarchy's replacement for Cologne Blanche, which is soon being reintroduced by Francis Kurkdjian. How interesting. I can't wait to smell that. Never smelled Cologne Blanche before that I can remember. Pretty sure I've never smelled it before. This is another one. You can see how much I've used of this, you know. Had this for like 4 years. It's your little batch code. Oh, you don't have a batch code on the bottle. Oh, yes, you do. What are you? It's a 2016 bottle. 6R. And I bought this in 2017, so in like 4 or 5 years, I've used well over half of this, and I absolutely loved it. If I'd started doing rotation videos 4 or 5 years ago, you would have seen this 3 times a week, you know. Absolutely love it. My first purchase from the Privé line, and something I really find easy and happy to wear in the summer. The sprayer, the bottle, it's a 250, and the sprayer is amazing, and the bottle, it feels great when you've got one of these size bottles and you can just spray as much as you want, because it's very satisfying, and you know you're not going to run out because you've got such a huge bottle. But like I say, I've only got about, I want to say like about 100 mil, maybe. Still a lot, but I can imagine that being like a bottle I'll finish at some point. Speaking of which, another fresh fragrance, this time from Guerlain. It was warm on Friday. I wore Cologne Royale on Thursday. And this is Herba Fresca. This is another fragrance you can reapply. And I do every 3 to 4 hours. More if you want. Another fragrance you can't wear too much of. Hello, if you can see us in the cap. Love this stuff. Mint, herbs, a little bit like Roadster, it reminds us. This is just like a new bottle. It's not vintage. This came out in 1999. Mathilde Laron, who is now at, I want to say, Prada. Is it? No, it's not. It's Cartier. I beg your pardon. I always get Daniela Andrier and Mathilde Laron mixed up. In-house perfumers at Cartier and Prada. But this was a Mathilde Laron when she was at Guerlain, and it's fantastic. It's my favourite from the line by far. a lot of those fragrances come and go. They get released one year and discontinued the next. This has been in constant production from 99, which shows its quality. It's a brilliant fragrance. I have used quite a bit. I would like a bigger bottle. Yesterday, Saturday, there was warmth, but it was humid, and it wasn't hot, you know. So I wanted to wear something I hadn't worn before, and something that would fit like that sort of context. And I decided to wear my vintage Le Troisième Homme de Caron. This is great. I haven't smelled the new one. I used to have a vintage of the Pour un Homme, and the lavender in that was just far too powdery and fluffy for me, so I gave that away to my friend. It was too much, and the lavender in this is a little bit powdered, but it stays just this side of too much for me. I'm not big into powders. I know Eugene absolutely loves these powdery fragrances, but I really can't stand them. Big grandma vibes. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. But I really enjoyed this. There's much more to this than just lavender. So, yes, I wore this. I would recommend you try it. The new ones are fine as well, apparently. I don't know if that's been discontinued, though. And today, my scent of the day is the third Dior in this line, and it is Ambre Nuit. This is before Demaché broke his own perfume in 2018 when he re-released everything and rebranded everything. As you can see, it's got, there's my head, if you want to see that. There's CD. And the bottle is from 2015. This is absolutely great. I've used, I don't know if you can see, I'll take this up a little bit. There you go. I have used a decent amount. I've got to decant it into a sprayer, which I have. Little Travelo one. These are really good, but they're far too expensive for what they are. They're like £25. I managed to get them for £6. There was a closing down sale somewhere, and I was like, "Oh, they're good quality. I'll buy like 3 of them." I've got, I don't know where the other ones are, but they're like £25 each. If you want to buy them brand new, like normal retail, don't do that, because they're not. Do you know what I mean? They're not worth £25 when you can get other ones that are just as good, like these. I bought these from Ampulla in the UK. And these are fantastic. That's Eau de Hermes. I might wear that tomorrow. How serendipitous. Anyway, wore this today because it is grim out there, and this is an absolutely brilliant perfume. There are some people who think less of it, but they still like they still say like it'll smell nice. But most people love the smell of this, and I love the smell of this. It's very easy. It's easy quality, you know. That's what Dior is about for me. Easy quality. Chanel feels like you've got to put in work when you wear them. You know, they're very austere, and you've got to behave like quite in a certain way when you wear them, or like it invokes that kind of feeling in us. And I just like the care. Dior seems a lot more carefree. But not to worry. This is Rose, Amber, supposedly ambergris, not sure about that. Amber and Rose, big time. Anyway, this has been my rotation for the last week. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon.